Alright, what's up, guys? We're back again with another deck profile with Christopher Cheong, and this time we have Fredy Rose with him as well. So, you guys played at Nats and Oshis this weekend.
Yes, we did.
So, what deck did you play and how'd you go?
I decided to go with Danger Thunder because I think I'm a true combo player and I really enjoy a true combo deck, and I felt like this was really powerful, this format. So I played this for Nationals and Oshis. Freddy played Orcus and then swapped to Danger Thunder after seeing what I did with the deck. And because he has played Thunder Dragons before, he knows the deck in and out, so he was able to learn it in like that. So, and he did really well. He came top 16.
It's pretty good for your first Oceanics, winning this sweet prize card that I hear is also good in the deck.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I bubbled so for Oceanics, but I top 32 nationals with this deck. So
Still a good effort.
yeah. The deck that I'm showing you right now is the Oceanic list that I played and Freddy just copied. So we'll be showing off that deck. But I will tell you what I changed from my national experience.
Sounds good. Alright, let's get into the profile.
So the only normal summon you want from this deck is Barrowman Solar. This is by far the best normal summon you can ever do. I don't think I really wanted to normal summon anything else besides another card that I play in here. But if I see this card and I see a baby dragon, I know I'm going to win. I don't need to say much about that. The Thunder Dragon lineup: 3 Thunder Dragons, 2 Dark, 2 Raw, 1 Hawk, and 1 Duo. I think this lineup is perfect. You need to play 2 Darks because you want to set up your grip in your opponents, and if you draw this by just discarding itself and adding itself again, because that means if you open a Wyvern Burster, you have plays from the get-go. Raw, I really wanted to cut this down to 1 yesterday, but I couldn't justify myself because if I cut this down, that means when I side deck for the mirror or for anything else, I will be severely cutting my engine considering I'm only playing 42 cards. So I decided to just play this as my 42nd card, and it will be an easy sider because realistically you only need 1 to play. Hawk is at 1, that's fine. It's a brick otherwise. It's if not like you just search it off Dark anyway, or you just draw it off Saryuja. Duo, you search off Dark. This just push through boards, helps get your engine going, especially when you beat over monsters just to start getting all of your cards, even Solar because it's a Thunder card.
Yeah, I saw a Thunder player had just Duo and 1 card in hand, and with that he was able to do full combo, so it's pretty helpful.
Yeah, especially when you just open a bunch of dangers and you just discard all your cards, you just summon, you play this, you banish a card, you add this, and you just go. Main phase 2, which is crazy. In the mirror match, this card is MVP 100%. Because if they don't clear this, they will have trouble because I'm going to start out resourcing them. This deck is only good because of its dragons right now. So you have to play the baby dragons, the Wyvern Burster, and the Collapse Serpent. For Nationals, I was playing 3 Collapse Serpent, but I decided because it won Nationals here that people will be on this deck pronto, and I didn't want to play a lot of the mirror matches. And so I just cut 1 Collapse Serpent out because realistically you need any way to get to a Link 2 that points like Electromite and a dragon, and you're off you go. So I wanted to max out the consistency there, but I thought 2 is enough because if you're under a Colossus, this is pretty dead. This card it doesn't do much for you. It's only good because it floats. So that's the baby dragons. For the big dragons, you play the best card in your deck, Levinier. Just top decking this card is insane sometimes. you can, and because this deck you can search this card now, it's searchable. It just makes the combo so much more potent. It's really good. So this against like the salad board, you just bait all your interactions. You just summon this big monster. You don't even need to do your combo, and it just die because it's so big. For the other big dragon monster we play Diablos. Diablos is just nice. It's just nice to be in there against the striker matchup because it can't target. It's big for them to clear, and also it helps you rip a card out of your opponent's hand in the combo. So you just play it. The cards that you summon off the Heretic Seals, which is the Sloth. This card just seals the game usually against Salad, against Orcus, sometimes Sky Strikers if you can stop the Widow Anchor. But this card is just insane. I'm playing the level 6 one because if I draw this, which I did in Nationals, I can just normal summon this over 1 tribute and I can just hit them, which was insane. And the one bro to this card is mental.
Best card.
When you summon this card off LP and you add Lavinia, you are so strong.
It's pretty insane.
Also, if they try to interact with you with this in the graveyard or in your hand, it's not even that bad, because if they kill your card, you can just summon this and search Lavinia, or if you really wanted to, you can even search for your Thunder Dragon cards. It's great.
In one matchup, someone had this against Orcust. Their opponent summoned Corobane. They bounced it with Heraldic Seal, used this, target Corobane, and added Lancia.
That's crazy.
It's a pretty crazy card. Such as a lot of good cards.
So for Oceanic, I decided to play 2 Phantasmes. I cut one of the Collapse Serpents for this, and another card in here that I'll show later. So the reasoning behind it is because I wanted my deck to be as consistent as possible. You can play without this, no doubt, but the one sole purpose it serves in this deck is to unbreak your hand, or to refix your hand in your opponent's turn and put a body on board. It actually just makes it gives your opponent something to think about, which is what I like. Because when I was versing my Orcust player today, my hand was a bunch of dangers with this. I had Nessie in hand. He says discard a card, so he used not Bardish. He used Bardish to pop this, and I discarded Nessie and just added something, and I was ready to go because I had the Wyvern Burster in hand. So I just had plays. This card is just crazy. Once it served its purpose for Folk Play against Orcus, you just link it off and just do your plays. Also, it's a dragon, so you can search this on Brotor, which is crazy. The danger lineup, only the good ones, and Bigfoot. I was contemplating playing Thunderbird because it helps out back row, but I decided that I want to pop face-up cards. Face-up cards are more prevalent because ditching this and attempting to destroy the Babel means they have to use Crescendo or use Simple Skeleton immediately, which is great.
I mean, they can use Dingisu to protect it as well, but it's still...
Yeah, if they don't have the Dingisu, that means...
That's true.
Yes. I forced out an interaction that they want to hold for something else.
Yes.
And this is something that shout out to Josh Fine for discussing with me, because I have been trying to find the best build I could find. I was even thinking about Draco Nets, I was thinking about all this stuff, because the most important thing is you need to play under Lancia. And I decided to go with the Crusader package, which is the Reclusia and the Draco only. Strictly. At Nationals, I was playing 3 of this and 2 of this because I really wanted to see this as one of my starters as well. But then after playing with this deck and getting more comfortable with this after so many rounds, I decided I don't really need that many, because it's such a good extender against Underdweller, under Lancia, and this just interacts with your opponent straight up, which is great. So there's so many cool plays that you can do and people don't expect it. Like one of my opponents had the just open subpath for Salamangrease. He had the Sunlight Wolf with the Raw set, and I had this in my hand. I just summoned it to his zone he pointed to, target the Raw, he had to negate it, and I just full comboed him from there. Which it's just mental.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, it's something to think about because it's a fire. They can bring it back off Hita and then use it to your disadvantage. But if you're killing them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what your deck does. Just
Yes. And Draco recycles the Reclusia, which is really good. And it's also a dragon that you can summon off Pitsy, because a lot of the time if you're just using the baby dragons and you go into Pitsy LP and you use LP's effect and they ash you, your Pitsy's dead because there's nothing to summon. You can't summon the baby dragons. So having just this means you can use your Pitsy and make Agapane and go. And if you really want to, just make Saryuja straight from there and go off.
I think it's a very strong engine. I think everyone should be playing it.
I think this is going forward. This is what you should be playing, considering that you're in the crossfire of Lancia.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the better version. I tried 3 Draconet and Galaxy Serpent with the World Chalice stuff. It's cool, but it still doesn't play under Lancia.
Which is what you're trying. That's the issue you're trying to solve.
And that was what I was trying to solve. Even under Dweller, this means Guard Dragon needs to banish itself to summon the Galaxy Serpent back out. But this, you can just use Pitsy to bring this back, which is great. And of course, 3 Seconds Light. I think that this is correct for this deck. I tried the Allure build, I tried everything under the sun, trust me. And Seconds Light is like the single best action you can do, because it means they either Lancia you or you're going to mulligan your hand. And if they Lancia you, you can set up a different board state which your hand can create. Should you not be able to banish?
Was mine ever an issue because you were playing this card?
That matchup is tricky. If you can set up your Rip 2 cards out plus Harbinger and Hot Red, I think you are okay. Unless they just draw, double Anchor Mine.
Sure, if they just have all the outs. Fair enough.
But that because that is my hardest matchup, that's what we decided the hardest for.
That's fair.
For the extra deck, I think this is fairly standard, except for one card. Crusadia Mages. You make this with the Crusadia stuff, because if you want to get the Draco, and if you know that you can't go into a Link 2 to point that way to start your Guard Dragon combos, which is basically Lanphalinkus. If you can't get to this, you just get 4 monsters on the board and you just go into Saryuja, then summon the Draco, do your full Guard Dragon play. And that's full combo right there. So, and the most important thing is it's light, because this deck lacks light targets and your Collapse Serpent are a lot of the time dead.
That's the reasoning for Lanphalinkus as well, right?
Yes, and that's the reason why I'm not playing I'm playing Lanphalinkus, because it's a light target. It's something that I can just banish off Collapse Serpent if I really needed to. Because the deck has enough dark targets, I feel.
Yeah, that's fair.
So those are the 2 cards. This is a Heretic Seal that is borrowed. So you know what Heretic Seal is. It's just insane. You just put this with Hot Red and Harbinger, and in their turn they do something enough stuff, and you just go use this tribute itself, or even tribute a card. There was one game when I was playing against a Salad play, I just started tributing cards out of my hand because that was the only way I could play. and because I thought his back row was a Call by the Grave, which it was.
Wow.
So I just started he just normal summon, I just tribute card, bounce it back, control the board that way, and just won. So
pretty good.
Yeah, and if you tribute it, and if this card is tributed, which FYI, if you sphere mode this, I get summon, which is insane. If summons a dragon out of the deck, it becomes 0/0, and
that's not okay.
It's primarily it's 2 targets. It's Brotor and Sloth. But there are some occasions where you would summon Diablos.
Yeah.
If you notice, I wasn't playing Eclipse Wyvern because I don't have the prize card, and I couldn't find a way to abuse that card enough to save my life.
Without the prize card.
Without the prize card. So I decided that I don't really need it.
Yeah.
It's nice, but I didn't need it. I just wanted to have a consistent deck that just did the same thing over and over again for 10 rounds straight.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's what you want for a beginner.
This is your God combo. If you can get here and here and here, you're winning. Basically, full stop. Because this just gives you one big body that negates a face-up card. And I think that this is just the best combo in your deck right now, besides Saryuja, of course.
It's pretty insane.
Triple burst for the combo, you need it. There was a time when I was playing against True Draco and I had to make this card to stop the damn Apocalypse, which was great. He couldn't, because of that he lost, because he tributed his monster and I was like, sick. Empty board, go for game.
Nice.
1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn. These are just utility cards. I try my level best not to make Phoenix against Salamangrates because I do not want them to have a free Evermax.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I normally grind with their back row, or I just use Preclusion, basically. This card, there's no card in this deck that says shuffle a card back into the deck. So I wanted to. I think that this card has to be played because there's nothing that's functionally identical, if that's a term.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just have to play it.
Because like adding a Colossus that's been stolen by a Borrowload is like a bit of an issue unless you make your own Borrowload, and this is one less resource.
This was very. I played 3 mirrors today, and every time they had a Colossus, I would not touch the Colossus. I would interact with everything else, and then make this. Get rid of the Colossus, have another monster, link down into Lanphalinkus, and
full combo. Yep, that's pretty good.
Your 2 Saryujas. I was thinking about playing 1 and Xenophon for this event. But because most of the time when before this build, you only ever make 1 Saryuja. Because you always start with the Lanphalinkus. You only make Saryuja if you brick. Right? If your head is bad and you just need danger to make this to start playing, then you make the second one. But I thought that I just needed 2.
Okay, so the 2 was fine for the
2. I think the 2 was perfect.
Okay, that's good.
Beware, kids, do not shuffle. So there's a funny story to it. I was versing Freddy Rose for round 8, alright? And I was so engrossed in the game that I resolved one Saryuja already by drawing 4, putting 3 to the bottom. When I made the second one, I just blanked and I drew 4 and shuffled 3. So that was my bad. I punted that. That was my fault.
Yeah.
But remember that, kids. Literally.
That was
to play for
top
top 16.
Yeah. The winner of that and got the prize card.
Yeah. So I'm not mad. It was my fault.
Yeah.
2 Colossus. There's no space for a third anymore. You don't really need a third.
There's no point.
Yeah, there's really no point. You literally make one, and you only make the second one if you know that you need to make this.
The rank 8, yeah.
You need to make the rank 8 because you have no other way to make a rank 8. If not, you just save this one for like next turn or whatever. Because one Colossus is already hard to deal with, and if you pair these two with this and this, there is too much to interact here. There's too much to interact. Not a lot of decks can actually break this board.
Yeah, it's a very strong board.
Yes. So I chose to play Hot Red here because it's Australia, and Australia is control central. There were so many Salads, there were so many Orcas, and there were so many Sky Strikers, even Alter guys. So I thought that this card had more value over Crystal Wing, but in a combo format, I would probably play Crystal Wing. For the side deck, I played Gamma package. This card is the absolute stones against Salad and Orcus. Even the mirror match. You draw this and you hit their Mermaid or their Mirage Delio, they just stop because they normally have Call by the Grave in hand, and this just bypass it. This also baits Ash, which means you can Gamma their Badish, which is great.
It's true.
If they Ash this as well for Salads on the Mirage Delio, they would think twice whether they want to use the Sunlight Wolf to add that roar or rage. Also, I summoned this outside to go for game today.
That's pretty funny.
3 Artifact Lancia. This card is Bay. This card is life.
I think it's just a staple in everyone's side deck, this format.
In this format, this is a staple, especially when with Orcus running rampant and Danger Thunder being the best deck. This just stops us, just shuts us down. If you're not playing the Crusader package, you are not playing if I drop this on you. I played 2 No Material in my side because my theory is No Material is only good if your deck's power level on power ceiling is extremely high. Because if you stop something that is crucial for them, aka a Phoenix, or even let's say a Sunlight Wolf and they want to reincarnate summon, they don't have a play anymore, and your hand is just going to just get in there.
Yeah, because like the issue with other decks is they can't capitalize on the skipping your opponent's turn because you don't kill them.
Yes.
But like this deck just
this
kills
deck
you.
will kill you.
Yeah.
If you don't end on a somewhat decent 5 negate board, I am killing you.
Yeah.
Basically. And this is where I put in the hate for my decks. 3 Eradicator and 3 Twin Twisters. I sight this in against Striker. I don't care if you are not playing mine or if you're playing mine. I will blind sight this in because I do not want to lose to mine. Full stop.
Yeah, that's pretty much the card that beats your deck.
Yes, that is the card that just beats me. If you go through my Hot Red and my 38 and you drop mine, I will scoop. I'm not gonna play that unless I see that your deck's fairly thin to mine, and I will attempt to deck you out. I just set like 5 monsters on the board and you have to break that.
Fair enough.
Eradicator did so much work, did more than Twin Twisters for me, because all I versed was Striker Mine. So every time I sight this in and I hit someone with this, it's normally game over, except for Kode today, because he spooky dog with me, he down-none me. And I gave him 19,000 life points, because I had to draw this card because he had mine in hand.
You played against Kodai in top 16 as well, Fredy, and how did that go?
We didn't talk about that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he is very good at baiting out your negates. He is really good at that. I'll give him that.
He's on top of the game. Like
he just knows how to beat this deck. He just knows how to interact with your cards.
Fredy resolved an Eradicator against him for like 5 or 6 cards, and then he just set Metaverse Pass and activated mine, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's why you have to sight these 6 in, because if this doesn't do the job enough, you need to see this next.
I lost to mine.
Not Striker.
I didn't lose to Striker. I lost to Metaverse and mine.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
also forgot to put Twin Twisters.
Well, we all make mistakes under pressure. It's fine.
The deck doesn't lose to anything except mine, and I think that's why mine should exist. If Danger Thunder Dragon continues to exist, that is my theory. If they continue to exist, then just say mine is
Was
Yeah,
was Super Poly ever an issue?
No one got to super poly me because when
I didn't.
I always try to end my board with Colossus Hot Red 38 and the Reddit link. If I know that you're playing salads, game 2, I will not make Colossus. I will just end on Harbinger, Hot Red,
Yeah.
and Heretic, and just have 2 lights, 1 dark. And that
Okay.
means your Starving Venom, your Super Poly is dead.
Fair enough.
Because that is enough interaction with your board. Because salads, if this deck goes off, their deck's not beating your combo.
Yeah.
That deck just doesn't beat your combo if they don't hand trap you.
We usually just beat them going second anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, with Levy in
They
it.
just can't stop anything.
They just don't do anything.
Fair enough. Any other comments on the deck?
I think. Do you have any comments?
Also with the Crusaders, they also play around Abyss Dweller because you just do full Guard Dragon combo, and then like that's usually you just dead if you don't have them.
Because your
so-
Busters and your Serpents are just dead.
Yeah.
When you're under Dweller, and the Crusader Guard Dragons, they just play under it.
Fair enough.
So you just keep going. You just keep going.
Yeah, just lets you push through.
Yes, and they will question whether making a Abyss Dweller was the right call, and then when they don't make it, you just summon the Burster, and then they're just well dead.
Yeah. And any shout outs before we wrap up this deck profile?
Shout out to NLG, shout out to GGF, shout out to PPG, shout out to Chaotic Factory, of course, for sponsoring me all these cards. The best.
Discount code pingpong5 for 5% off.
It
Yeah.
will be down in the comment section below. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, guys.